Back home, food was just there, 3 meals a day, and I never had to think about it. But moving changed that completely. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing 4 lessons that I learned from moving countries, and the best part is you don't need to move countries to use them. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and let's dive right in. So my first lesson is that food was invisible until it wasn't. To put it into perspective, when I was back home, I never really thought about making a certain type of food or following a certain type of diet just because food just happened. I never questioned why it was the way it was. So why it looked balanced, why certain elements were on my plate every single day. I just knew that I was eating healthy, but I never really questioned it. But when I moved, that system disappeared. So now I have been more intentional about my food, what I prepare, and really think of all the components that go into it. To be honest, it just makes me appreciate my home cooked food even more. So my lesson here is just knowing or being aware about what type of food you're eating is going to make a huge difference. It is actually the foundation that you can build everything else on. And you don't need to move countries to know that. Like, you can just think about what you have been eating and why you have been doing that, what meals you make, why you make them, and that's it. Now, my second lesson is how constraints really forced me to explore. Here is something that no one really talks about. Back home, you're used to a certain type of cuisine that you eat every single day. And occasionally you can eat out. But in my case, I used to stick to certain types of cuisines when I even ate out. So I used to like Italian a lot or Mexican a lot. In general, those are the only things I was comfortable eating. But moving changed that significantly for me, because here, if I have to make a regional dish, I have to really go looking for all the ingredients, and sometimes I won't even get them. And there aren't even that many restaurants which make such type of food. But you know what it did? It forced me to look for other cuisines to explore. Where I live, there's a diversity of people, and I think because of that, I've started exploring Korean cuisine, Japanese, or just pure American cuisine. In general, my palate has expanded like never before. I think one practical tip that I want to share with you all is that you can try to do that back home. You don't need to move countries to do that. You can select and plan your month or weekly meals such that you include a dish of a different country in your rotation. So there's a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of restaurants, a lot of cookbooks, and I highly encourage you all to just explore so that you can expand your palate as well, because it's always good to do that. And you can start small, like maybe thinking of some overlapping ingredients and just trying that out, trying to expand your palate gradually. To be honest, you'll be shocked by how much you start liking different cultures and cuisines just because of this. My third lesson to you all is that planning is freedom and not restriction. When I first moved, I moved for college, and a lot of the times I was eating at random times. I was just making something really quickly or just sticking to some really simple things that I knew. But now that I live by myself, I have expanded my cuisine, as I mentioned, and try to make different dishes and explore in the kitchen a lot. I have set a schedule for myself such that I eat my dinner or lunch at a set time, and that has honestly helped me so much. I plan my meals ahead of time. I do my weekly grocery shopping. I do a lot of meal prep, ingredient prep, and a lot of other things that has honestly freed up more time in my schedule rather than restricting it. So my tip to you all would be just building your entire week with intention, and that can be exploring a new restaurant that you like, or just planning ahead for the week, the meals and everything. Just make sure that you have planned it, because that's going to free up more time in your calendar to do other things that you really like. And my last lesson to you all is that nutrition has become like a top priority for me now. Back home, nutrition, food or a balanced diet looked more like eating home cooked food. But now that I've moved and now that I've researched a lot about what I cook or what I eat, I have started incorporating certain elements like, for example, protein or fiber in my diet such that I hit those goals. And if you really want to learn more about that, you can click on this video, because I'm a vegetarian and I was so curious about what protein sources I can explore. Tofu is probably one of the best things I eat on a very regular basis, but just learning about that and knowing that nutrition needs to be a priority has changed the game for me completely. I think one practical tip for you all would be just doing a lot of research on this, not going overboard or overthink about everything, but just make sure to know what you're eating, know the nutritional profile, and just gain as much knowledge as possible. You can watch a lot of YouTube content, there are a lot of books on this, and we also have AI to help us. So I think using all of these resources to increase your knowledge regarding food is something that would really help you, especially in the long run. And that is it, guys. Tell me how you feel about this, because these are some of the lessons I learned, and I'm sure there are many practical tips that you also have. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you are in a position where food is something you get to decide, then use that as a gift. The 4 things that I discussed about awareness, exploration, planning, and nutrition, they are like skills that you can build, and you can start building them today. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.